I don't recall that.
Oh, okay. But now it's finally here now. And the appeal, like people were saying like, wow, we wonder who would win. They used to call Lucas Matisse the new Manny Pacquiao at the time, and going into this match, I'd never thought I was gonna ever see the two, you know, combat each other. I think Manny's a little bit more seasoned, a little bit more of a boxer. What is your take on the fight so far, as far as the styles?
I really don't know. I mean, I think the piece, is a good fighter, is a good banger, but I think his skills have somewhat eroded. I mean, Postal just gave beating, and I think the piece is because he's older has come back a little bit, and Manny is certainly not the same Manny, although he's still a very good fighter. It is what it is. I think it's a good fight. I don't know who's going to win the fight because I don't know which fighter is going to show up anymore. Because it's not like we've had a run of Manny Pacquiao fights, and we say, well, he's this good, and so forth. He's fought so infrequently, and Matisse, he's been in and out, so we don't know what Matisse is going to show up. So anybody who says for sure they know he's going to win the fight, it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's how I looked at it, because it reminds me of almost when we got Hearns Leonard 2. No one really knew at this point what we were going to see at this point, because the rematch happened so many years down the road, but we end up having just about an equal or more of exciting fight. I think we still might have, an exciting bout here.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah.
One thing is sure, because of these guys' styles, it'll be an exciting fight. How it's going to go, nobody really can predict with any kind of certainty. But it will be an exciting fight. You're absolutely correct. When I promoted the Leonard Hearns rematch,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how it was going to go, but I knew it was going to be exciting.
Oh yeah, the energy level was there, and Leonard was coming off a performance with Donnie Lalonde, which was an outstanding match, and he had to come back to win that one. And Hearns, people thought like, well, maybe this is the end, and this rematch, it was happening too late, and they ended up having an epic war that was like a classic fight anytime
Yeah,
it comes on television.
Tell me when that fight, even raised that he won.
Oh yeah.
Officially it was a draw.
Yeah, that's because the last round, it was so exciting. It came down to the last round. One judge scored it a 10-8 when you know Hearns really was dominating early in the round, and then Leonard called him, and everybody, I mean, all the judges had it 10-9 for Leonard. One judge scored it 10-8 for Leonard, and that ended up
That was
making
the
it a draw.
difference.
Yeah, so it was a close fight, and one of my favorite fights to watch. I was So yeah, that's why I remember it so well. But now remember, like we got Regis Prograde is gonna fight now. He's going back to New Orleans, his hometown, on
Yeah,
July the 14th, and he's eyeing
it's going to be
Ramirez.
Saturday is going to be a tremendous night for boxing. Absolutely right on ESPN, the Linear Network. There'll be the Progress fight. He's fighting an undefeated guy. And watch when you see this Teofimo Lopez fighting a silver, an accomplished veteran. Lopez hasn't even had 10 fights, but he's come up. And prior to that, people can watch the rest of the card, which I think is very, very good. The Leon's on the card. A number of other good fighters. A kid from Cleveland, who was an Olympian, is on the card. And you can watch that on ESPN Plus. And then after the Progress fight, and after they sign off from New Orleans, they go to the ESPN Plus. There's a couple of title fights from Malaysia preceding Manny Pacquiao and Matisse, and then you watch that fight on ESPN Plus. So if you want to watch all of these fights, which I'm going to do, it's like about 8 to 9 hours straight of boxing, which is great.
Oh yeah, because I remember like before, the only way you could watch 8, 9 hours of boxing is you were at the event. But now the way streaming service is and the way ESPN have it, you can get it right from your phone. You can if you can't make it out there, then you can still watch every single fight.
And you can get it. You get it on your television.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get ESPN Plus. I get it on my television, on my phone, on my iPad, all for the same $4.99.
Yeah, that's a great price, and then you get a lot of they have promos for the fight, a lot of details about the fighters.
What about the fact that at any given time, 80 classic fights you can pick from?
Oh yeah.
Joe Louis fights, Marciano fights.
Yeah, just watch Hagler Leonard on there. They had Hagler versus Leonard, and I'm still debating on rounds in that fight.
That's right. Yeah, you can see that on ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
so it's great, and that's only boxing. But you have soccer, all the Major League Soccer games, baseball games. This fall they're going to have lacrosse games. For example, like Ivy League games, the Harvard games. Well, if people want to, went to Harvard and want to watch games, they never see it on television.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be able to see it on ESPN Plus and other schools like that. The difference between linear television, like the ESPN network, is that they have the program. There's a limited 24 hours a day you can program.
Right.
But with the ESPN Plus, there's an infinite, practically, bandwidth. So you can put, like Netflix does, hundreds of things on at the same time, and you can choose what you want to watch.
Yeah, and then that's the beauty of it. You have your own choice. You're not being dictated to. You can choose what program you want to watch at what time.
Right. You don't need a network executive to tell you what to watch.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of it now. It's like you have your own control at what time you want to watch it. So that's the beauty about the app.
Right.
That's right. And now, so if Regis wins this fight, will he get the fight with Ramirez? The fight that he wants, the title fight?
No, he doesn't. The plan that we arrived at with the Bella, and the reason we did it where Ramirez would fight 1 week, which unfortunately he didn't, because the guy didn't make weight. He got collapsed trying to make weight.
Oh.
That fight didn't go on. Ramirez and Progress is because Lou wanted to go into this tournament, the World Series tournament.
Oh, the 140 tournament, yeah.
Right, and he didn't want to risk not going in by losing to Ramirez, and so that he arranged with the tournament people to fight another fighter who was easier than Ramirez, although undefeated, Blasco. And if he wins that fight, he goes in the tournament. So to go in the tournament, if he's going to win the tournament, he has to fight 3 fights. And Ramirez will fight a number of fights in the interim. And if Progress comes out of the tournament as the winner, Ramirez will be able to fight him when he's finished with the tournament.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's exciting. And I'm trying to see now. We're gonna have this fight with Terrence Crawford, and I'm trying to think. his next opponent? Because a lot of people are trying to rush him in with Errol Spence. I think it's too soon for Errol Spence. What do you think?
Well, that's right. We're going to build a, no, it, you know, that's going to be a great fight down the line. Errol Spence is a terrific fighter. I think Crawford will demonstrate that he's the best of the welterweights.
Yeah, I think Benavidez got. I think that's a tough fight for him. Benavidez would be a tough fight for Crawford if they.
Well, if Benavidez, let's get Adamas. There's a lot of guys on the list that we're considering for Crawford, and Terrence is coming into LA for the ESPYs. He's one of the candidates, and we're going to talk to him before we announce his opponent. But we have the date, and we have the arena, and we have everything is arranged except for the opponent. He'll be fighting October 13th in Omaha at the CenturyLink Arena, which is the major arena in Omaha.
Oh yeah.
Most of his past fights have been. So everybody in Omaha is excited, and we chose that date carefully because the University of Nebraska football team, which obviously is very popular, will not be playing at home that weekend, but will be playing in Chicago against Northwestern.
Right.
So that game will be in the afternoon, so people in Omaha will watch it on television and then have time to come to the arena to watch Terrence fight.
No, that's great. And I hope it's Benavidez. That would be exciting. That would be super exciting.
That would be a little bit of a grudge match.
Oh yeah, they both want to get it on, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, this is gonna be a good one because David's not gonna back down. He's got the size, he's got, some experience on his side, and he wants to prove to Terrence Crawford that he's the best fighter, and Terrence Crawford is just refuses. His mentality is no one's ever gonna beat me, and he's just so man. He just improves every fight you see him. It's something else he unveils. And he shows people he's really strong at 147. He can really carry the weight.
Yes, he is.
And now you got Lomachenko, with the surgery. How's he coming along with his recovery?
He'll be fighting. Loma will be fighting November, December. We get reports on him every day because he's doing his rehab in Ukraine. But Dr. Neil Alatrosh is in LA, and he's supervising the rehab, and they have a great rehab person in LA. So it's amazing. They put this on Skype or whatever the hell they call it, and they show his rehab in real time taking place in Ukraine, so they can watch it in LA and give pointers and so forth. So it's working out real well. And Dr. Alatrosh told me that Lomachenko is the most fabulous condition ever. That his rehab is taking half the time of the usual athlete.
Wow, that's incredible. And now everybody's talking about, and Mikey Garcia is talking about after his fight, a possible showdown with Vasily. How real is that?
That's real.
Okay.
Not. Frankly, we're looking at two possible fights for Lomachenko in November, December. One is against the winner of Beltran and Pedraza.
Wow, that's an exciting fight. That's
a lightweight title. The other, depending on what happens on Saturday, is a possible matchup with Loma and Manny Pacquiao.
Wow.
So So those are the two fights that we're looking at for this year. Assuming Loma is back and wins that fight, whoever he fights in December, then we would look sometime next year to make a match everybody will be talking about, Loma and Mikey Garcia.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, any of those fights are great. Pedraza, Beltron, that's right there is a fireworks fight. That's incredible.
Absolutely. Well, see that this just shows. This is our arrangement with ESPN. We're going to be doing on the ESPN Plus and regular ESPN linear a total of 30 events a year. So we'll be able to put on some great events. The ESPN has all the confidence in us. We don't have to go to any of these executives and say, have A fight B. No, we make the matches, and we've been very successful in giving them good matches. And this is what happens when promoters are able to program themselves without having to have individual matches approved by a network. That was the reason that HBO, one of the reasons why they lost their mojo, is because whoever ran the sports department suddenly became a big boxing expert and would micromanage. If you wanted to have Terence Crawford against A, they would say, no, we want Crawford against B. Like they knew something. So this is a whole different world, and I think you're going to see this being a trend for the future with other promoters and other streaming services and networks, and it's going to be good for the sport.
Yes, and that's what people don't realize, that there is actually people doing their jobs. It's like this is why they have promoters, and when sometimes the networks are trying to be the promoters, it's like you're fighting against your own self. It's just like, what are you doing? Let us do the job of promoting. We know what we're doing. We'll bring the product to you guys.
They would hire people for these networks, and they were good people. They were good, honest people. But they were like in boxing for a cup of coffee. And suddenly they became, because they were the ones that paid. Suddenly they became the greatest experts in the sport.
Yeah, I remember some of those meetings.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I remember some of those meetings early on, and it was confusing because it was like the promoters are like, well, Kip, we're trying to do our jobs. What do you mean that you don't want to pay for this fight here, but you want to pay for that fight? That fight's way more money, and it could make more money down the road. Why are you trying to make it right now? It doesn't make any sense.
When we would say the fighter, that we had would fight A, they would say automatically, no, fight B. So we would, in order to get done what we wanted done as easy as possible, always went to them with the fighter fighting B, and they would say, no, have the fighter fight A, and that's the fight we want. So we trick them into doing what we want.
That's one way to get it done. So, are you and Manny Pacquiao like? Because I don't think he's working with Freddie anymore, which is like shocking to me going into the end of his career. I thought this is the time he would mostly need Freddie in his corner more.
Well, that's up to me. I understand that. That's sort of sad, but he's loyal also to Blue Boy Fernandez, who's his childhood friend.
Right.
So we'll see. As far as his relationship with us, it's very good. We're not involved with the promotion of the fight as such, but we sent a lot of our team over there to help him. Brad Jacobs is over there, and Monty Cohen. You know, we're helping him get, because it's the Malaysian people and the Filipino people who are the promoters.
Oh, okay.
And, so our guys are behind the scenes, you know, seeing that everything goes right, and we handle the distribution of the television for this part of the world.
Okay. Well, I want to thanks again, man, for giving us all the time in the world. So is Manny still signed with you guys? Like, is he still signed for you guys to represent him in any other fights, or just for this one fight, he's doing it on his own?
If the fight is going to be in the United States, he's signed with us like the old days.
Oh, okay, great.
If the fight is outside the United States, we are involved in the distribution of television, and he can either use us or use his own people. You know the deal. So it's a little complicated, but we're all good with it. We're all very friendly, and we all appoint.
Well, that's great. And as long as you guys understand it, that's all that matters anyway. It's like the general public, as long as you get the fights, that's all that matters. The business part of it, we're all good. That's all that matters.
Yeah, right.
Rest of it is Chinese arithmetic. Great talking to you, Uncle Bob.
Have a good day tomorrow.
Oh, you know I will.
Pretty great.
All right, thanks. Bye-bye. So that's Uncle Bob, man. Uncle Bob Arum. I should have went live and talked to you guys with it, man. It's great talking to him, you know, getting all the information out. So now you know everything what's going on. Right here on Boxing Socialist, Rope-A-Dope Radio. I got to get Chris Carson on the phone so he can go and run this back. Hopefully he can put this video on the show and just make a live show of it or something. We'll figure that out later down the road. But don't forget to go to boxingsocialist.com. This will be on the website. I'm out.